Okay, hello everyone. I hope you all can hear me. I'm watching the chat, so if you can, let me know that you're hearing me okay. We are under a severe thunderstorm warning right now for northwestern Christian County, much of Hopkins County, and eastern Caldwell County. Okay, thank you, Earl. I appreciate you telling me I'm okay on this. So good. Okay, so we're under this severe thunderstorm warning. As you can see, these storms have developed rapidly. They have developed rapidly, and they are now moving southeast. It's a little cluster of storms. Let me see if I can give you an idea of exactly what it's talking about. Okay, this is radar indicated, but it's saying tennis ball sized hail and 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Folks, this storm is not fooling around. Take it seriously. Move to cover if you're in the path of this. The severe thunderstorm is located just north of Dawson Springs, and it's moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. So if you get caught on this, people and outdoor animals will be injured. Expect hail damage to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Other locations included in this is Dawson Springs, Arlington, Nortonville, Morton's Gap, Olney, White Plains, St. Charles, Hawkins, and Fryer. And it also includes Interstate 69 in Kentucky between mile markers 85 and 106, and the Pitterall Parkway between mile markers 27 and 34. So if you're listening and you're on those interstates, take cover and be aware. Wait till that storm passes. Do not try to drive through it. Okay, so let's go back to this. I'm going to pull out a little bit, and you can see other storms are developing pretty rapidly. Other ones that we're kind of concerned about would be these up here in southern Illinois, because they are tracking in our general direction, and they're moving fairly fast. You can tell by the short storm track, that means that they are moving fairly rapidly. But right now, I'm going to move back into this. Also, folks, over towards Glasgow. And if I've got any listeners over there, Hopkinsville, you've got a nasty storm right there, too. So be sure and take cover. It is severe thunderstorm warned. For the more immediate area, I'm going back in. You can see right now, Nortonville is just now getting the leading edge of it. Morton's Gap, you're in it. Looks like Kirkwood Springs and Charleston are also about to get some pretty intense rain. Arlington, got a lot of lightning around your area. In Massillville, you've already had probably the worst of it. But we're not done with this. This may be going on for a while this evening, so be prepared. I do have several people out that have come to the weather building, and the weather person in there is coordinating very well, Jessica. And hopefully we'll get everybody out and get ready for this. Brittany Yates, is there a tornado warning in Massillville, Kentucky? Husband said they moved him to the shelter and the sirens were going off. Lots of people from Massillville are saying tornado warning. That was the case just a little while ago. The tornado warning has been dropped. So there is no longer a tornado warning. So that has been dropped. I'm trying to get everybody up to date. Now, I'm on my own here, folks. I don't have a meteorologist. I don't have Levi with me, so I'm kind of winging this, so be patient with me. Let's see here. Okay. And Shelton's hearing thunder in Greenville. I would say you're right. I got another little storm over here brewing just west of Central City. Let's see here. Hi, Shelley Workman. I'm glad she's here. She says she is here, and I appreciate that. Ethel Adams says, let me know about Bowling Green. Right now, Bowling Green, let's see what we look like here. I think Bowling Green's pretty well in the clear for a little while. You've got those storms off to the south and east, but none of those are coming your way. Franklin may have to watch out for this one in eastern Simpson County, but it doesn't look like it's intensifying enough to affect you much as it goes through. But what we are concerned about is these storms, this cluster of storms right here. Basically extends from around, Sturgis all the way down to around White Plains. This is a fairly wide storm. We do have a lot of wind in it. And now there's been a flash flood watch or warning issued in that area as well. Let's see here. Let's see what they're saying. Flash flood warning is for central Hopkins County and northwestern Kentucky, southern Union County, southwestern Webster County, and northeastern Crittenden County. And from the looks of the radar, there's a lot of rain coming down. They're saying that between 2 and 3 inches of rain have already fallen, and additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in that warned area. So just be prepared for that. Don't drive through flooded roadways. Remember the old saying, turn around and don't drown. I don't want to lose any of you to weather like this, especially when we can be in here and get prepared for it. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I would really appreciate that. You guys did so good last time. Please hit subscribe and like and notifications so you'll know that when we're coming on. But it looks like this is going to be a pretty nasty evening. Now, we're going to be a lot worse shape coming tomorrow because we're in an enhanced risk. Let me see if I can get that to come up. Let me go over here and see if I can find the, well, I tell you what, let's go over here. Let's look at radar. No, that ain't where I want to go. Okay, here we go. Looks like I'm going to say day 2. Actually, maybe it's even day 3. No, day 2. Let's go back to day 1. Okay, so what we see here is just an entire area here is under a slight risk. And I think we are not in a marginal risk today, but tomorrow, yeah, with the enhanced risk, let me close this and pull out on it. There you have it. You see this is the slight risk. Tomorrow, this is the enhanced risk for severe thunderstorms. Tomorrow does not look like a good day, folks. Already up around St. Louis, they've got some serious storms firing up. Now, earlier today, I saw them starting to form up a little bit around Paducah, but they just died. And so that's because there was a cap over the area. The cap has since broken, and when the cap breaks, then we get, hold on just a minute here. When the cap breaks, we get explosive development, and that's what has happened to us tonight. This evening, it has really, really exploded. I'm not sure we're done with this storm. This one right here may actually end up producing a tornado warning before all is said and done. And let's see here. I'm going to try to take that part off. I will say, let's look at the tornado watch or tornado area for day 2 tomorrow. And it looks like we're in 2%. So yeah, the threat of tornadoes has come up a little bit. Wind, oh my goodness. The wind is a hatched area. It means 30% chance of damaging winds. And that right there is fairly serious because sometimes the damaging winds can be worse than a tornado. So let me cut this off here so you can see it a little better. And I'll pull out some. This is the hatched area for damaging winds tomorrow. This is for Saturday. So, yeah, it's not looking good, folks, for Saturday either. Let's see here. James Melton says, I live by Pennyroyal Park. Should I be worried? Well, probably no more than the rest of us, James. But, yeah, there's a storm bearing down on you. I'm not sure exactly where you are there, but I'm going to zoom in somewhat. Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. There's Dawson Springs. So if you live up in this area, you can see the storm is bearing down on you. Let me get this other stuff cut off, and I'll put this radar in motion and give you a better idea of what it looks like. So hold on here just a second. Let's cut it off, and let's cut the outlook off. And now we have just the warnings. Let's put this radar in motion. So yeah, it's moving almost due south now. I would say not only is Dawson Springs getting it, but we will soon be affected at Pennyroyal Forest State Park, or Pennyroyal State Forest is going to be getting in on the action as this stuff continues to drop southward. So Mannington, you're getting close as well. You're right on the leading edge. St. Charles, Daniel Boone, Nortonville, White Plains. White Plains, you haven't quite got in on the heavy action yet, but Nortonville, you're about to get nailed, and so is Morton's Gap, St. Charles, Dawson Springs, all these areas are about to get nailed pretty good with some heavy rains and a big time storm with high winds. So far, there's no tornado indicated in this. It did have a tornado warning on it earlier, but it has since expired and we don't see a new warning on it. So that's good news. Let's see here. Shelly Workman says, I'm now up to 2,190 subscribers now. I appreciate that, Shelly. Sure would like to hit that 3,000 mark, but I don't know if that's going to be realistic or not. But it all depends on how good you guys are to me. I do appreciate you. Melly says you're in a storm shelter. I'm not sure where you're located. Okay, you're in St. Charles, so probably not a bad idea for the time being. Let me come in a little closer, and we'll see where we are here. Yeah, St. Charles, yeah, you haven't quite gotten the heaviest of the storm just yet, but I'm sure you're hearing a lot of thunder and a lot of lightning around you. So just be ready and stay prepared. You don't be in a big hurry getting out of the storm shelter. It's not anything, I don't think, right now that's going to cause you too much trouble, but it is an intense storm. Is Hopkinsville going to get it? That's from James Williams. James, possibly. It does appear to be dropping due south from what I'm seeing on the radar. Let me move up a little bit. Let me zoom out some so you can see a little better. Here's Hopkinsville, and right here's Mannington, and it's coming south straight for us. So we'll see. We don't know how much it's going to affect us. Melly says we have trees down. Let's see. Where are you located, Melly? Hang on. Okay, you must be. I think you're in St. Charles, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, you're in St. Charles. Okay. Well, I hope that you don't get any more damage than that. I see where you are now, Melly. Thank you for that report. I don't know if you have any roads blocked or anything. If you do, just pass that along to me, and I'll try to get that information. Okay, McGregor Road has trees down. So try to avoid that area, and we'll try to get that information passed along to the National Weather Service. Gen 3 Outdoors, thank you for subscribing. I sure appreciate that a lot. So hopefully we'll move up a little bit in our on our subscription list. Caleb Epley wants to know about Logan County. Right now, Logan County's in the clear. I don't know if it's going to make it there or not. Make sure that on your reports for severe weather that we've got damage. Melly says the trees are in the yard, not on the road. But make sure you send those reports to the National Weather Service, location, time, and if you got pictures, send it to National Weather Service Paducah on Twitter, at NWS Paducah on Twitter. Voltaires of Truth, thank you so much. I really appreciate you subscribing. You guys, you're what makes it real and what makes us want to do this. We want to make sure everyone stays safe, and that's the whole point of this, is to make sure that you guys are safe. But we are watching this as it gets into northern Christian County. Hopkins County's been dealing with this for a while now. They already have a flash flood warning for that area, including Madisonville, where 2 to 3 inches already fallen, and another inch or so is expected. But from what I'm seeing, the lightning seems to have died down in a little bit, which makes me think that maybe, just maybe, this storm is going to weaken a little. I'm not sure, but just maybe. So we'll see how it goes. Albert Irvin, good evening, guys, and good evening to you, Albert. Glad to see you. Hopefully you're not working where I think you are, but if you are, be careful out there. Trina McBride, power is out in Crofton. Okay, power is out in Crofton. So we want to make sure that everybody realizes that. You might want to go ahead and notify the dispatch center that you do have power outage there. Let's see, what else have we got here? Voltaires of Truth says, thank you so much, Dave, for being live and covering this storm. Millie is my sister, and I am in Mississippi. She's in St. Charles, Kentucky. I cannot thank you enough. Well, I appreciate that very much, and as best as we can tell, Millie's in good shape up there. She's in her storm shelter, and the storm that is over her is starting to weaken just a little bit. So that's good news. I do know that she had maybe had some trees down in her yard, but overall, I think she's doing great. Let's see. Katie Lynn says we're in a giant garden tub. Okay, that probably would work. You know, if you want to take cover, that's good. It's St. Charles. So, yeah, St. Charles, as I said, appears to be in pretty decent shape. I'm going to zoom in a little closer to let you see that again. Let's see. Here we go. Here's St. Charles right here. And you can see the actual worst of the storm is right over Dawson Springs right now, eastern Dawson Springs. That's the most intense rainfall I'm seeing. But St. Charles is right to the east of it. Yeah, you're getting some pretty hefty rains, but you're okay, I think. I don't see anything. I haven't heard too much of a lot of damage. A few trees down so far. Let's Summon Dinner says Arlington was super scary for a bit, right around 6:05. Sirens and alert. It's just lots of big lightning and rain now. Well, what you heard was that tornado warning that was issued on this storm a little earlier. I don't know that one had touched down, but it does look like that tornado warning has expired. It was radar indicated. I have not heard any reports of one on the ground, so that's a good thing. Okay, let's see. Ricky Benvenue says, hello from Canton, Ohio. Is there a storm chance for Canton, Ohio tonight and this weekend, or is Canton, Ohio good? You're awesome. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you so much, Ricky. Let me take a look up there. I'm going to break away from this for just a minute for everyone. And it also gives us a chance to see other storms developing. So let's go up here to Canton, Ohio, which is somewhere up in here. Let me find it. First of all, let me go to a radar up that way. I'll go to the Columbus radar. That ought to be a good centralized place. And so far, I'm not seeing anything. Let's try this one. And nothing. Okay, here we go. Now we got some moving in from the northwest. I think Canton, there it is, right over here. In the north, kind of the northeastern side of Ohio. Yeah, you may get a few storms tonight. I don't know how these are building, but I'd say tomorrow is going to be the big day for everyone. I think tomorrow we'll have some serious storms around, and we're going to need to be prepared for them. So anyway, let's go back down here and look at these. Gina Hansen wants to know if Crofton is looking okay. Well, no, not really, because as you can see, the leading edge of that, this is Crofton right here. The leading edge of this storm is moving south. However, it is still a severe thunderstorm. Looks like it expires in 15 minutes, and we'll see if they issue another one on top of that, which I suspect they will probably do that because this still has a pretty good punch in it, but the lightning has really gone down on it quite a bit. It seems to have decreased a little bit in size, and I'm going to put it in motion. And you can see that it is moving down towards Crofton. Looks like Crofton, Penrose State Park, Haley's Mill, maybe Fruit Hill and Kelly. All will be getting in on the action here at some point. I do think this storm is weakening, though. It does show signs that it is weakening. So that's probably a good thing. Now, what we'll have to watch is other things upstream. We'll see how it goes, especially up around Sturgis. You see how Sturgis had a storm come through, then it's rebuilding behind after it gets through there, and looks like it's going to come back into effect and may even grow and take place of this one. It's near Hopkins County in Madisonville. I'm sorry, I can't talk too well. Let's see here. Travis Miller says winds have picked up on the 5,000 block of Dawson Springs Road. Yeah, I would imagine that it is. Let's see. Yeah, you're probably getting outflow from that storm right now. Dawn's Channel says, what about Central Arkansas? I'll zoom out and we'll take a look over that way. I'll look at Little Rock's radar. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on over there right now. I think you're going to be good. You're a little bit far west. You got to remember, this is a ring of fire. And what that means is that there's a high pressure off to our west, and it's included over here in Arkansas, over in this vicinity. And the high circulates clockwise. And what happens is when you have a ring of fire situation, you've got a lot of soupy air in the place. And it looks like that, wait a minute, what in the world? Okay. Folks, Hopkinsville radar is down, so this is old radar data you're seeing. Let me go back to Paducah and see the current. Here's the current. Yeah, sometimes that radar goes down there in Trenton, and that's a Department of Defense radar. It's not a National Weather Service radar, so hopefully they'll get it back up coming. It's 101 degrees in Martin, Tennessee, UT Martin. This is the camera here. Go up, we'll look at. You can see this is the anvil and those storms that's currently affecting our area. Okay, so yeah, it's a little windy there. You can see. I think they've actually changed the angle on this camera since I had seen it before. But yeah, good grief, 101.4 degrees. Oh my goodness. I'd hate to get up in the morning and think that's how hot it was going to get during the day. But anyway, let's see what else we got here. That made me look, I'm trying to say, that had to be this anvil right here. I would say that these are a little bit far off, but these are going severe as well. Let me see if I can... I don't see anything out of the ordinary so far. Well, I am watching this storm here, and I'm watching this storm that's developing this cluster back here around Sturgis. We're going to have to watch those. These up in southern Illinois, let's see. I'll put them in motion. Let's see where they're all going. Okay. You remember me telling you about the ring of fire and the circulation around the high? It circulates clockwise. And what it is doing is it's interacting with the soupy air on the edges of that high pressure. And you can see kind of the circulation. Right here, the storm's going this way, then they kind of turn and going back down this way. There's also a stationary front somewhere in here, and that's why these storms are kind of following a particular pattern. But I think you can see the circulation pretty good. And there's also the cap that's in place back this way, back towards western Kentucky. And you can see how it's being affecting on this storm right here. This is up around New Columbia, Watersburg, Golconda. I'm getting my mouth right here in a minute. But as you can see, I did just hear a new warning. Let's see if this is it. No, this one expires in 10 minutes. Scottsville, if you're anybody over there watching this, you're fixed to get nailed with a pretty good storm. That is severe. That storm is severe over there. Barbara Pierpoint says winds are calm at the hospital right now. That's good, Barbara. I appreciate that. And I hope to take some video from a team out in the field, one of the spotter teams that's out there in the field. I'll hopefully have some on here with us here shortly. I can tell you they're getting ready to move out. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hang on just a moment. If I push the wrong button, it'll be a mess. Ah, there it is. They're getting ready to pull out of weather ops. One of them is. I'm not sure which one this is, but anyway, it gives you an idea that we do have people out in the field, and they'll be moving out here shortly. Well, let me go back here a minute. I think I ended it just as... yeah, they are moving out. Not sure which team this is, but we'll check back in with them when they get a little closer to wherever they're headed. We've certainly got some serious weather out there. Hopefully this is not going to be too bad before it's all said and done, but we'll see. Yeah, let me go in here a little tighter. Boy, it was hot today, wasn't it? And it is looking like nighttime outside there, so I'm continuing to keep an eye on our spotter feed over here. They are definitely moving towards the north, towards that storm, and we'll see what they see here shortly. We'll get an eyeball on this and get a visual and see exactly what we can expect. I haven't heard if the storm shelter up there in Crofton is open yet, but I believe I did hear something, say something about it. Okay, Michael, I appreciate you letting me know. Michael Phillips just updated, said that we updated with a warning, and here it is. New thunderstorm warning. This includes parts of northern Hopkinsville. Severe thunderstorm warning for northern Christian County and south central Hopkins County. That's until 7:30 p.m. this evening. At 6:34, a severe thunderstorm is located near Dawson Springs, moving southeast at 20. Remember I told you guys about the intense weather right there at Dawson Springs. Golf ball size hail and 70-mile-an-hour wind gust. That's radar indicated, but that's some serious business right there, folks. Don't take this storm lightly. People and animals outdoors will be injured. If you get under that hail shaft, I promise you, it's not going to be pleasant at all. And then expect hail damage to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles. Expect considerable tree damage, and wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Let's see, yeah, 70-mile-an-hour wind gust, I would say so. Locations impacted include Hopkinsville, Nortonville, Crofton, St. Charles, and Hawkins. And this also includes Pennyroyal Parkway between mile markers 12 and 35. So if you're on the Pennyroyal Parkway, take cover. So we'll keep watching this as it moves further and further towards us. I'm going to come in a little bit more so you guys can see it. Crofton, you're now starting to get some of the outer bands of this. And I'm looking to see where we're headed with the spotter team going out. I don't know if we'll have any more spotters joining us, but we'll certainly take what we can get for any information. Now we see that this core is really building back to the east of Empire and just west of Apex. This looks like some serious intense rainfall there, and I would imagine there'll be some heavy winds. This is about to affect Haley's Mill, Hawkins, and Crofton. It's starting to get in on it. Pennyroyal Forest is now getting the heavy rains, and the intense part of the rainfall is now, let me come in a little closer, to the southeast of Dawson Springs, and another intense core just north. Really, Dawson Springs, you're in the worst of it right now. There's a lot of stuff around you and a lot more stuff to come over you, but right now we need to watch this area right here. Don't forget to subscribe, folks. I need your subscriptions. It helps us to stay on the air and keeps us going, and it does help us know that some of you out there care. I appreciate it. Bree says, windy as hell in Hopkinsville. My windows are whistling. Be careful out there. Crystal Eden, what's it look like for southern Muhlenberg County? Let's take a look. Okay, Central City and Powderly have just gotten a small storm. It's dissipating a little bit. I think they're running a little bit drier air right over there, but I don't think that'll last long. There's more storms out to the north and west, but they don't seem to be holding together as good as this main storm is heading down towards Hopkinsville. So we want to be real careful. Let's see how fast this one is moving. It should be down near Elkton at 7:16 p.m. So that's going to take a few minutes to get there. About a half hour or so. Trish Horn says she's just getting on. How's Hopkinsville? Hopkinsville, at least the northern western side, is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Thank you, Lawrence Harnett. I really appreciate that. You mean a lot to us, and I'm very grateful and thankful you're on here with us. Let's see. Liz West says, rotation in clouds above my house in Hopkinsville. Lord save us. Well, it never hurts to pray. I will say that. But right now, I don't see a tornado or anything like that radar indicated, so that's a good thing. Let me see if I can take a look at... let me see if I can do a split screen here and take a look at the wind velocity. Yeah, I don't see a lot of wind rotation. There is some, but not a huge amount. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. This side over here is the wind velocity that I'm seeing, and this is the actual visible radars you're seeing. So the brighter color shows the higher wind velocity, but I don't see, there's some rotation, but not a lot to worry about. So I'm going to go back. Let's go in and look at this a little closer. Crofton, you're now starting to get some heavy rains. And so Janet, if you guys up the shelter have us on, be sure and get ready for it. Looks like you're going to get some pretty hefty rains. Paula Oliver says wind is blowing hard in Katie's. And Jackie Mathis, my old friend Jackie, says wind is really up on the south side of Hoptown. I would imagine it is. That's probably outflow coming off the top of this storm right here. I imagine the air is just a little bit cooler when you feel it too. Andrea Cook says, what about Herndon? Herndon, Kentucky? Right now, Herndon is not under a severe warning. And really, with the trajectory of this storm, it looks like this might go just east of you. We'll have to watch that and see. Vonna Mason says, wind is horrible near Food Line. I'm familiar with Food Line, one of my favorite places. And yeah, it looks like that we're getting a lot of outflow from this storm coming down off of it. So that's what we're doing. Bree says, just watched a large pool get picked up near Glass Avenue. Whew. Well, hopefully it's just a light plastic one. If it was any worse, we want to be a little concerned about that. Shelby O'Neill says, what about Franklin? It's a little far out, but may get hit around 8:30. Yeah, you got a little shower off to your northwest and a little bit shower just off to the southeast, just northeast of Hopkinsville. And I'm pretty familiar with that area over there since I've had family over there. Jason Henry says, is it just me or are the storms that come out of the north always worse than others? Well, in a situation like this where you have the ring of fire, and really right outside our studio it looks black outside, it looks like it's nighttime, but this ring of fire storm just seemed to be pretty strong, and that's because the air around that high pressure just gets soupy and unstable, and we get sunshine. And you remember how hot it was earlier today? It was really hot. In fact, so hot it would almost take your breath away. So I can tell you right now, if there's any folks out there that's got breathing conditions and everything, probably not a good idea to be out. Christopher Reed says wind is whipping out by the water tower on Dawson Springs Road. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Anita Wright says, do you think it will hit or miss Fairview and Elkton? I think you're going to get some effects of this. How strong it'll be when it gets there, I don't know. I'm not sure they will extend this severe thunderstorm warning, mainly because the storm itself looks like it's weakening. Looks like Fruit Hill's just about to get in on the action. Fearsville, Kelly, and Bainbridge are the next little communities that are expected to get nailed with this. Idis says power's out over by Millbrook. Thank you for that report. I appreciate that. Debbie Powell says a strong winds on KC Mead Drive. Angela says that's why I'm limited my time outside a great deal. I can't handle this heat like I used to, and I can't either. I've had heat exhaustion probably 2 or 3 times this year, and it has not been any fun at all. So I'm waiting to get my feed reestablished with the team out in the north. I lost contact with them just a little bit ago, but hopefully I'll see what's going on with them. Looks like I got some stuff going on outside here as well. Let's see here. Ghost Face Killer, love that handle. Says, I love the videos, man. I appreciate that. Be sure to hit subscribe on the channel. It really means a lot. I'm trying to at least get up to, let's see, where was I? Well, I can't even see how many I've got right now. I do have couple of hundred viewers, though. You guys keep up the good work. Wildcat 83, lights are flickering at Greenway Place Apartments behind HCC, North Elm Street. Trees down behind our building. So we are getting some damage going on here in Hopkinsville. Lizette Vendito, one of my good friends, power is out and winds are picking up. Where is that exactly, Lizette? What part of the town are you in Hopkinsville? Shelley Workman says 2100. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Good grief. We have some flickering power here going on, so if I happen to go off air, don't leave me. I'll get back on. Might take me a few minutes, but I'll get back on. They've lost power near food line. Ghostface Killer just subscribed. Thank you so much. And Lawrence Harnett has just subscribed. I appreciate that, Lawrence. I don't know if I haven't quite. I think part of the problem right now is that little loss of power, and now it's coming back up. But thank you so much, Ghostface Killer. By the way, I like that handle. That's different. Thank you so much. Okay. Gina Haddix says, how is Hopkinsville looking? Well, as you can see on radar, this is Hopkinsville right here. Storm is bearing down on us. It should be reaching Hopkinsville. Let me click on this. Oh, good grief. Let me see if I can get the time here. If I can click on this little blue. Okay, 7:31 p.m. It'll be just east of Hopkinsville. So about, I think these are 15-minute intervals. So about 7:15, it should be right here on Hopkinsville, going pretty good. Got an intense area of the storm just west of Crofton. So it starts cycling down and then it starts picking up again. So yeah, as long as it's doing this, we're going to have to be careful with it. It's moving south-southeast at 22 miles an hour. Oh gosh, here's the hail size. Maximum hail size is 2 inches, and there's an 80% probability that's hitting the ground. So that is serious. Hail probability is 100%. VIL is up there quite a bit. So we are getting a little rotation, not a lot. But this right here is the area that we're watching. This right here. And this area is Dawson Springs Road. Looks like it goes over towards Pool Mill Road and it's moving south. I don't know what name of that road is. Okay, this is Adams. I'm going to take my glasses off to see. Adams Store Road. So, yeah, between this area right here, this little triangle, this right here is some seriously intense. I would say if we're going to get hail, that is probably where it'll show up at. Let me see if I can see anything that will. Well, no, not really. I'm going to see if I can take this spotter feed. Let me find it here. Here we go. This team is moving north. Looks like they're on the Penarol Parkway. I'm not sure exactly where, but you can see, I know they're south of Crofton. And it looks like I've lost connectivity again. We'll have to wait till they get to a good location where we can get a stable feed on them. Here we go. Let's go back to our radar. Okay. I think I've got everything set back like it should be. I'm still concerned about this severe thunderstorm right here. Fearsville, you're now getting nailed pretty good. Carl, you're right on the edge of it. It's coming your way. I have family down that way. And then over towards Dogwood. Kelly's just now getting the outer edge. It looks like Mountain Zor Latham Road is going to be getting a little bit here in just a minute. They're already starting to get rain. That's also where my garden is located, somewhere in that vicinity up there. So Hopefully I'll get a little more rain on it. Looks like Pleasant Green Hills also about to get into it. So we're watching this as it moves forward. Crawford, you're getting just a little bit of a break from the heavy rain, but it's going to be coming back. Okay, let's go back over to our chat. Angela wants to know, what does VIL stand for? It's Vertical Integrated Liquid. And I could go into all the technical details, but that's best left for Matt Mark whenever he's around. We'll ask him again because you're going to get a chance to see him tomorrow. And we're already planning on doing a major live feed tomorrow because of the seriousness of the weather. We're in enhanced risk tomorrow for severe storms, and I would imagine we're going to be seeing a lot more of each other as time goes back. In fact, as I look out at the extended, I'm beginning to think that this is going to go for about another 2 weeks of severe events, pretty much severe every day, at least as severe in the area. And the heat is going to stick with us for a little while, but it's going to break, but we're just going to have to get through it right now. Let's see, James Melton says, it's me again, David, hailing by Penarol. Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate that report. If you know what size hail that is, that'd be good. Don't use marble size because there's a lot of different size marbles. It won't give me the ability to tell what size it actually is. Use coins like penny, dime, nickel, quarter, $50. Then from there, I guess you go to ping pong and stuff like that. So hopefully I don't have a report from you about ping pong ball size hail. Molly May says, South Main and Hopkinsville power is on and off just because of the winds. Okay, thank you very much for that report. Jake Harmon says, down to nickel size hail. So thank you, Jake. I'm not sure. Okay, you're at 1500 Dawson Springs Road. You said originally it was almost golf ball size. I guess if it's been hailing that long, you probably got some covering on the ground. Andrea Cook says the wind is really picking up. Andrea Cook says, I sent you a pic. I appreciate that, Andrea. I will have to look at that a little later. I can't get out of where I'm at right now in order to look at it, but I will. I'll look at it and see it. You could also send it to me on Facebook Messenger as well. And I don't know if I've got someone that's taken over my Facebook page, but we're trying to update that as well, but I can't do two things at once. I'm a little short-staffed this evening, so I've got some good staff in there in weather ops that's taking care of things, but safety is number one with those spotters. I want to make sure that they stay safe, and then you guys stay safe as well. That's what I'm here for, is to make sure everybody is as safe as possible. So I'm hoping they'll take my radar observations, or we have another radar observer that I'm thinking is probably helping them now. Okay, looks like that they're getting some pretty good rains out south of Kelly, in the Mount Zor Road, Mount Zor Latham Road. Looks like a pretty good size, or a pretty good batch of rain coming in there. Probably just now starting to pick up there. Sinking Fork, same thing. You're going to be having some just any time now. As this storm continues to move south, I'm going to put the radar in motion. So I'm going to put the radar in motion. Well, maybe I'm not. Let's pull out a little bit and try it that way. Well, it's not wanting to do it. Does that mean that? Okay, I guess I'm still on. Does everybody see me all right? Joanne Tisdale, John and Anna Tisdale says, what about tornadoes? I don't see it in this storm now. I think it was tornado warned earlier, but it's not now. That tornado, as far as I know, never touched down. And there is no tornado warning on this storm, so I wouldn't be too worried about that tonight. Now, tomorrow might be a little bit different story. I think there is a small tornado threat tomorrow. Barbara Pierpoint says, my ears just popped. Well, it's possible. I don't know where you are, but I would say that you do have some barometric pressure changes as the storm comes in. It probably drops some, but it's not a big drop. Tyler says strong winds, Lafayette Road and Lovers Lane. Thank you very much, Tyler. Don't forget, folks, please be sure to subscribe and hit like on this. I really appreciate that. I need your subscriptions to help us keep going on this. And so far, we've been live for about not quite an hour yet as we watch these storms. I don't know how much these storms will stay together this evening. Once the sun goes down, and it is going down some, it looks like that that maybe they will weaken some with time. I have to take my glasses off a little bit. I'm going to see if I can take this other team. Let's see where they are now that's out there. I better put my glasses back on or I'll hit the wrong button and everybody be mad at me. It's kind of hard running this whole thing by yourself, but so far, we're good. Oh, yes, I got them finally. It looks like they're froze up again. Okay, that's, I know who this is. This is Spotter 44. I can't get the mic to unmute. Well, and it looks like I've lost their feed once again. So let me go ahead and get back to where we were. Well, I have another one's joined us. Let's see who we got here. This is Bree, Spotter 29. So she is joining us. I'm waiting to hear from her.
David.
Yes.
Power outage downtown by the courthouse, and a pole barn in Crofton is missing part of a metal roof, and they've got trees and power lines down, and Crofton has no power.
Okay, do y'all have this on in there so you can hear the reports I've got coming in as well?
No, I've got it on, but
Okay.
I ain't got it where I can hear it.
Okay, what we've got, I was getting a report of power outage around the courthouse in Hopkinsville. We've got some damage reports from Crofton where a pole barn is missing part of its roof. We're now picking up the feeds now for some of these intercept teams that are out in the field. I'm going to say that this one right here is Bree, number 29. I know Bree very well. And this one is Shane. They're still moving up. It looks like they're moving up towards Crofton. If I had to say, I'm not sure exactly where they're moving to. Guys, if y'all can hear me, I'm going to try to unmute your mics. We'll take up Bree first. I'm just not having any luck. I'm muting them. Okay.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Bree. Okay, I've got you on now. How are the conditions up there? Where are you located, first of all?
We are at the Trigg County line.
Oh, very good. Okay. Trigg County there at Gracie?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Looks like a pretty nasty storm off in front of you, off to the right, right of your camera. What are you seeing out that way?
Well, right now we are looking in the direction of Crofton. We've got, let's see, 24-mile-an-hour wind speeds.
Okay.
7.
Oh, we have 27. We just got a 27 gust.
Okay.
We have a little bit of lightning and some clouds, but not really much of anything out here just yet.
Okay. And I'm looking.
Clear over to the west.
What'd he say?
It's clearing over to the west.
Okay. Who's your partner with you today?
62.
Oh, okay. 62. Good to see you, Chuck. I'm glad you were with her.
Oh.
Good team out there. I'm glad to see you.
I'll request her.
Well, I'm watching the radar, and so yeah, the storm. I'm seeing that storm. You're probably looking at the one that's up near. Well, let me come in here a little closer. You're looking at the one that's currently over.
Burgess.
Yeah, currently over Penrod Forest State Park. It's between you guys and Dawson Springs. So that's the storm that you're currently seeing. It's all that black up in there to your slightly to your west or to your right. But anyway, so go ahead. What?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you guys be sure you stay safe and you know the rules. I mean, you guys, the very experienced storm intercept team, and I'm glad to see you there. So I'll keep checking back with you as the stuff gets a little closer to you. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna switch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch now over to
Tree fire at Western Hills.
do what?
A tree fire at Western Hills.
Okay, we have a report of a tree on fire at Western Hills. I don't know if that's the golf course, but
Around the golf course area.
it's in a golf course area at Western Hills, east side of Hopkinsville. Okay. Jacob Grigsby is reporting winds on Carneal Lane blowing pretty hard. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. Daphne's down home cooking with kids. Hey, happy birthday to Dalton. She's asking if I would say happy birthday. Dalton, happy birthday, brother. I sure hope that you're enjoying. I know she's about to be making you a cake or something, so you're fixed to enjoy some nice meals. I'm looking as I talk to you guys at Shane and Amy, spotter team 44. Let me see if I can get them to come up. Unmute your mic there, Shane, if you can.
Hey, David, it's Amy.
Okay, Amy. Good to see you guys. Where are you located?
We are coming out of Crofton, going back to Kelly. We had reports that one of the roads were blocked, so we took the parkway up. There are quite a few trees down throughout Crofton. We actually just stopped and pulled a dead tree out of the road on 41,
Oh, my
headed back
goodness.
towards Kelly.
Okay. Any of the roads blocked that you know of so far?
Not completely blocked. No, they are still passable. All the ones that we've been on. We've been on 841 so far, and there was a tree all the way across 800, but it has been since removed.
Okay.
And Crofton does not have power still.
Okay. So are you on 41?
Yes, we are currently on 41.
Okay. So, yeah, it looks like you're going to be socked in with rain all the way back to about the northern bypass of Hopkinsville. The severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect right now, but it looks like the storm is calming down just a bit, which is, I guess, good news. I know that we had a report of a pole barn that lost part of its roof up around Crofton. But really, other than a lot of trees down, we haven't had any real significant damage just yet. So keep up the good work out there, guys, and be careful. And I'll be checking back with you here in a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
All righty. And let's go back and take a look at the radar. So it does look like, if I can keep my fingers off this button here, it does look like, hang on just a second, I haven't quite got it adjusted just right. There, that's better. We're having some storms starting to develop in Pembroke, around just north of Pembroke, and over just east of Elkton. We got another storm popping up between Elkton and Whippoorwill. I would say we'll look at the radar down there, but it is down. Let me try it one more time, because when I show it, it shows yesterday's radar. And that's still got it. So let's go back up here and get on a radar that is up and operating. Where's Paducah? Here we go. We'll look at Paducah's. Do pretty good there. Okay. So, and as we watch these up around Sturgis, they're still fired up. Nothing too serious there. I'll be honest with you. What I'm seeing is an overall weakening of this area. That doesn't mean that it's over with yet. We still got some serious storms up here in southern Illinois, up around West Frankfort and Johnson City. So that's still under the gun there, but those storms appear to be moving off to the northeast. That's because they're in that other part of the circulation around that high. And this one right here, though, as you look back over here towards Franklin, you're really getting it pounded right there pretty good. I'm going to go in a little closer and take a look at it. It looks like that, let me see here. Here's Rapids Road right here. Rapids Road's just now getting a little bit of moderate rain, nothing to be worried about. Downtown Franklin's getting some pretty heavy rains. And then up around Blackjack, Salmons, Hillsdale. Looks like you're going to get some pretty good stuff there, pretty heavy rains. And I wouldn't be surprised if you don't get a little bit of flooding issues there, flash flooding that is. And then off to the east of there, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Scottsville. A lot of lightning up here around West Fork and Allen Springs. But anyway, so yeah, be careful over there in Franklin area. Lisa Brake says, no rain at my house by Herndon. Let's take a look at that area. Lisa, I bet you're wanting some rain. And you know what? Unfortunately, I'm thinking that you're probably going to miss out on it altogether. Because if I zoom out, you're down here. This storm is moving this way, so it's going to slide off to your east. But I will tell you that tomorrow, I would say that you'll have a good chance of everybody getting some rain because those storms are going to really fire up again tomorrow. And they promise to be a little bit stronger. A little concerned about it, so we'll watch this. Cynthia McKinney says, where's Christopher? I believe Christopher Reed is out on, correct me if I'm wrong, Christopher, you're out on Princeton Road. Is that right? No, he's at Dawson Springs Road. He's out Dawson Springs Road is where he's located, out northwest of Hopkinsville. Okay. Jackie Mathis reporting major lightning on the south side. Eric Brake says, hey, Lisa Brake. I bet they're related. Okay. Anna, let's see, is it Anna? Says, will we be alive tomorrow? Yes, Anna. I don't think this is going to be a terrible night. I will say that we're watching this storm in Pembroke now. It is intensifying, so that one may end up getting up bigger. It may be actually robbing the energy off this one up here. And you know what? I'm not sure this storm's even going to get down into Hopkinsville. It's just now about to approach the northern bypass. Let me go in here a little closer. So you can see that it is just now affecting probably Billy Goat Hill, that subdivision out there, and 41 North, Old Masonville Road, Mount Zor Latham and the Mount Zor Road. So all of you guys are getting some rain, but then I'm watching, wow, this thing is really increasing considerably. And as we go to the next frame, you see the lightning has started picking up. This is going to be a major line of storms here, I think, as we see this go on. It's picking up on that real hot, soupy air down here because there hasn't been anything to take any energy out of the atmosphere. So these are really starting to fire up. And it may backfill over towards Oak Grove, Masonville, I don't know about that, but certainly Trenton, Pembroke, Elkton, Whippoorwill, you guys are all in on the action here. So be prepared. Now, another thing of interest, and this would be good for our spotters. I think this would be Bree. We'll need to be careful about this storm. It's really building back here around Friendship. This one is increasing in intensity. It's just north of Cerulean. And I will see, let's go ahead and put it in motion, see where it's going. Yeah, see how it's increased in intensity just in the last couple of frames? So it's building. I don't really have a good handle on the direction it's going to move in yet. And then if we go down here, look how rapid these things have developed. Bam, there they are. And folks, that's how it happens whenever the cap breaks. When a cap breaks, you get rapid development of these storms. So that's what's going on there. Nita Wright says she's really getting some big rumbling over around the monument. So yeah, I can see that. Right here is where you're located, and this is a pretty good storm there. It's starting to build in. Angela says, I wanted to go to the tractor pull in Hopkinsville tonight, but I think I made the right call by staying home. Well, you know, it's one of those things I hate to say one way or the other on that because this thing is so fickle. It looks like if you look at this last few frames with this storm coming into Hopkinsville, look how it shifts off to the east. I'm beginning to think Hopkinsville is going to miss out on this altogether. Now, they may not miss out on this one up here around Friendship because that one's really picking up. But it looks, see how that just shifts off to the east? So, yeah, I don't know exactly what's happening there causing that, but that's another question for my meteorologist, Mark Booker, who is probably watching but not here with us at the moment. Let's see here. Tara Christmas says, what time should we expect the storms tomorrow? It's going to be more likely in the afternoon, but I would imagine they'll get started much earlier than they did today. Lindsay Thalman says, what's going on with Hopkinsville? I think I just addressed that, Lindsay, but hopefully if I didn't ask your question, go ahead and ask me again. I do have Evil Unicorn says it's getting dark in Clarksville, and I would imagine it is. You can see this storm right here really building up, and it's probably going to come down into Tennessee. I don't know how bad it'll be when it gets there, but it is building pretty fast. We go back over to Franklin. Franklin, all of you in Simpson County are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Take cover. That storm means business. It's pretty intense in some places. Let me see if I can go in a little closer on that for you. Hickory Flat, you're getting some pretty intense rain. Peden Mill, you're about to get it. Flat Rock, same thing. I'm looking for, let me see here. There's Gold City. Here's Rapids Road right here. So yeah, it's coming in on you. Be careful. Take cover if you're in that storm. See what it says exactly with it. 60 mile an hour wind gust and $half size hail. That's some pretty big ones, so that'll damage your vehicles if you got a vehicle out underneath that hail. Looks like that Nero, Salmons, Blackjack, Neosho, Schweitzer, Clare, Getty's, McElroy, Ford, Mount Ariel, and Peden's Mill will be in the path of this storm. We have another one developing over around Shaco and Price's Mill. And you see that's developed rapidly just in the last few minutes. It wasn't nothing, then all of a sudden, bam. That's about 15, 20 minutes there. And let's go back over here to, looks like western Logan County. We got a rapidly developing storm over around Whippoorwill, starting to affect Gordonsville, Ferguson, Daysville, along 68, Highway 68 there to the west. Elkton looks like you may have escaped the worst of it. Worst is definitely down to your south, around Herman, Zion, Bradshaw. And I'm going to move further west. We go towards Pembroke. Looks like Pembroke, the worst has slid south of you there. It's now affecting parts of St. Elmo. Trenton, you're about to be under the gun. Barker's Mill pretty soon. Oak Grove, you're just getting in on a part of the action. I see some light showers now developing. We'll see if this increases some as it comes towards you. That's just west of Masonville. But we'll watch that and see how it goes. Let's go back up here and look at Hopkinsville. Elizabeth H. says it's thundering in Sharon Grove and Todd County. Mike Easley says getting lightning on Highway 109 by 10:26. Hotel Mario says, hi David, late to the party. Is the most severe stuff missing southern Muhlenberg? Let's take a look. It does look like the worst is past that area. Folks, I'm going to have to take me a cough drop. I'm about to get choked up with some pollen in the air. Excuse me just a minute, I'll be right back with you. Ooh-wee. Okay, I'm looking at some of my spotter feeds out there. I'm going to go back to them here in a second. But, yeah, this one up here around Friendship, just north of Cerulean, is not looking too good. I would not be surprised they don't issue a severe thunderstorm warning on that. And it has Kelly written all over it. And also maybe Gracie, northern parts of Gracie. So we're going to watch that closely. Albert says, what about Hopkinsville? Albert, I think right now that storm is diminishing as it comes towards Hopkinsville. We've got some kind boulder protection over Hopkinsville. It just doesn't want to come in here. Dustin Wright says, AKA Kentucky Dirty D. Just curious, in my experience, it typically seems like storms have a tendency of moving northward. This storm seems to be moving more southward direction. What causes this? It's caused by being in the what's called the ring of fire pattern. And there's a high pressure off to the west. I think it's centered over around, I don't know, somewhere in Arkansas, maybe a little further west than that. But a high circulates clockwise. And so all along the periphery of that high, you have thunderstorms form in that soupy air. And that's why it's called the ring of fire. The thunderstorms are called part of the ring of fire. So that's what causes that. Ice Cream wants to know about Florence, Alabama. Let me just go down there real quick and see what we can find out for you. Find a radar shot close. I'm waiting for it to come up. Well, it's not coming up. Let's take a look at the camera there. Florence Harbor Marina. Ooh wee, look at that sky. What a shot. This is in Florence, I guess, from what it reads like here. You can see the Snack Shack over here. That's kind of a neat name. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what part of Florence this is in, but hopefully, Ice Cream, you know where it is. Right now, it looks like there's clear skies there, although I don't have a radar shot out of it. We'll try this one. Yeah, there's nothing going on there at all. I've got a radar up here, and there's no radar returns from this area. Let's see what we got here. Tuscumbia, Alabama. They don't have the weather station up, but they have a nice looking camera. Very pretty. Luca, Mississippi. Isn't it amazing how you can go to all these different cameras that are up and see all the weather conditions and things? A beautiful shot. 91 degrees though, it's pretty warm there. Not as warm as some places. So let's go back up here now and see where we are. Again, it looks like that storm over around Franklin has really picked up. Let me get back over here to a radar where I can get a little bit better handle on it. Yeah, Franklin, boy, that right there is a pretty nasty storm. 3-inch hail. My goodness, take cover if you're over there now. If any of my relatives over there watching, you need to take cover. This one is serious. Severe hail probability is 100%. So there's a 100% chance that the hail, at least close to that size, is hitting the ground. That will hurt. I'm going to go in a little closer. Hickory Flat, you're getting the worst of it right now. Highland as well. Northern end of Rapids Road, just before you get over to the interstate's also getting some pretty nasty stuff. Yeah, it's not looking too good. So take cover there. That right there means business. Now we're back over here. Looks like they've just issued a warning for, looks like southern Logan County. And this storm has increased in intensity big time. If you're in Logan County, you need to take cover anywhere south of Russell. In fact, Russell yourself, you're fixing to get nailed up there. Lick Skillet, Olmsted, Ferguson, Cave Springs. Yeah, it's not looking too good. And this storm is headed down towards Adairville. So if you're in the Adairville area, Shaco, Oakville, Shiley and Dot, take cover. This is a serious storm. Let's take a look and see what kind of information we can come up with here. That expires in 24 minutes. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and half-dollar size hail. So that severe thunderstorm is 8 miles southwest of Russellville, moving southeast at 30. Okay, let me switch over here. I'm going to take a look at our spotters once again, see what they have. Hey, Chris, can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, you need to turn your camera sideways. You've got your pictures looking sideways.
Let's see. I'm trying to get it fixed here. It's not standing still, so bear with me.
Okay. Where are you, by
Yeah,
the way?
right. Right now, facing toward Howard County direction. No, we're looking at the storm up in that way that you're talking about.
Okay.
Out in Logan County area, we're seeing all the lightning up in that way right now.
Very good. Well, if you can turn the camera sideways, I'd love to get a good shot of it, but yeah, it looks sideways.
All right, we'll try to work on it again here in just a second, see what we can do with it for you.
Okay, I'm going to go one of the other teams. Shane, are you there?
Yeah, go ahead, David.
You guys looking good. Where are you located?
We're at the corner of 41 and Kavanaugh and Kelly, looking back to the north.
Back to the north?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so I have you pretty well located on radar. And so you're going to be standing by there for a little while?
That's the plan. We're watching this one that's building back behind the last one to come through.
Yeah, back towards Bainbridge, back that way?
Yes.
Okay. Let me look at the data on that. Well, they just changed it. That storm rapidly intensified just now. It's moving towards you at about 18 miles an hour. 2-inch size hail in it, and the probability of that hail hitting the ground is 80%. So this one right here means business, Shane. So you guys keep an eye on it. Be sure if you need to move out of the way, you do that in plenty of time. But that one right there, yeah, it's just intensified quite a bit. I'm going to switch over to my Gracie camera, which I think is Bree. Bree, how you doing?
Hey, Dave.
You can see how that storm is starting to really wind up a little bit up there towards your north. Are you looking more towards the north or more towards the northwest?
We're looking at the north. That's pretty much dead north.
Okay.
The clouds at the northwest, but they don't look as ominous as it's at the north does. We've also got some activity to our south, but we're not paying any attention to it either because we're watching this that's coming in from the north. It's got super lightning, cloud to ground lightning in it, and well, it looks pretty tough. 2-inch hail marker in it. It's ugly. I see Amy's spotter marker, and they're right in the path of it.
Yeah, that's what I just told him. I was just talking to him. I don't know if you heard the conversation, but yeah, it's moving directly towards them. So you guys be careful out there. We'll have to watch this carefully. That storm will probably, or has it already gone severe? No, the one that's up there right.
To me, like it's severe.
It hasn't. They haven't actually issued a warning on yet, but I do expect them to do that shortly. It looks like that one right there very well may go severe. But the current severe thunderstorm warning on the one that was originally issued expires in 4 minutes. Let me see if there's anything.
Well, they will the issue on that because I know it's going to go severe.
Yeah, it says 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail, and the source was trained weather spotters. I don't know if that was one of our teams or if that was some from over in Trigg County or maybe even, let's see, Caldwell County, probably. But, yeah, this is going to come in. Looks like Hopkinsville, Crofton, and Hawkins are in the path of this, so we're going to have to watch this closely.
Well, we are in a position that I've always tried to get into where we can look at it and not be in the middle of it because I'm usually right in the middle of it.
Yeah, you do. You do have that reputation, so be careful out there, Chuck. I know
It's all your so.
everybody that's out there on these cameras, folks. I can tell you right now, they're trained. They have been at this for a while, and no storm is old hat to them, but they certainly know what they're doing. So I'm proud of them, and keep up the good work, guys. I'm going to go back over to the radar, and let's see what we're doing right now. The storm we've been talking about is this one right here. I'm going to come up here and let's go a little closer, and then we'll go back and talk about the one near Russell as well. But as you can see in Hawkins, Bainbridge, that storm has really, really intensified just rapidly. And it is moving now. Here's a new storm warning now, just issued. Teams, if you're listening to me, and I think you are, this says North Christian County until 8 p.m. Said the severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles east of Cobb or 12 miles south of Dawson Springs, moving east at 30 miles an hour. All right, guys, get this. Ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This is radar indicated. But that size hail, people and outdoor animals will be injured. Be careful. Expect hail damage to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. So you don't only have the hail, but you got some pretty good winds in it. Let's see, did it tell me how strong? Okay, yeah, up to 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So, yeah, this one right here is meaning business. And let's see here. Shane, if I've got this figured right, it should be at your location at 7:58, which that's still a little ways off. I don't know if I buy these times on here or not. Actually, that's picking it up from back west of the storm. So, actually, your time would be more like 7:48, be at your location. So, you guys be careful. I'll come back to you before it gets crazy out there. But, yeah, Bree, I see you guys positioning now. You're in good shape there to see that storm. And I have, well, Chris, you still need to fix your camera. Shane, I see you guys are repositioning just a little bit. So I'll come back to you guys here in just a little bit. Albert Irwin says, David, can you please say hi to my granddaughter, Sophia, please? I'll be glad to. Hello, Sophia. I'm glad to see you on here. And I know that Papa Irwin is right there to help you, but it's nice to see you, and I'm glad you're a loyal viewer of this page. Let's see here. Chris Reed says, severe thunderstorm warning, including Hopkinsville. Okay, Chris, yeah, I just issued that. Thank you very much. And Nina Dunn says, new warning for North Christian. Absolutely. What about Curtmansville and Bowling Green? That's from Ethel Adams. Ethel, I'll be honest with you. Curtmansville has got a little bit of a storm brewing, but it doesn't appear to be major. Bowling Green's got a nasty one. No, I take that back. That's Russellville. It's got a really nasty one just to your southwest, and it is severe warned. Franklin, you continue to be under the gun. So does Scottsville. You guys are big time. Have severe thunderstorms. It goes down in Tennessee. You have Westmoreland, Tennessee is under severe thunderstorm warning. Lafayette, Tennessee, under severe thunderstorm warning. And looks like we're going even further down. I can't see the name of that. South Carthage. Oh, yeah, it's really intensified at South Carthage. So, yeah, that one right there you need to take cover on. That one concerns me because I see a little appendage here. That one very well could go tornadic. So I'd be very careful if you're down in that area. So I'm going to go back up right now. I don't see anything tornadic. Ooh, somebody scared me. That was Darlene Gregory. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you, Darlene. Yeah, I was busy concentrating on this storm, and that alarm went off. It made me jump. So anyway, but thank you so much. I really appreciate you subscribing. It means a lot. Let's see what we got here. Ethel Adams says, thank you. My granddaughter keeps up with you. What is your granddaughter's name, Ethel? I'll be glad to say hello to her as well. Okay, Daphne's down home cooking with kids says there is hail around Cerulean. Sassy Savvy, love that handle. Thank you, Sassy Savvy. She is subscribed, and I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I hope I'm helping you guys with your concerns. Russell, I'm kind of worried about that storm just to your south. I'm a little bit worried about this area back in here, the little appendage, but I don't see a lot of rotation there. So just keep an eye on it. Take cover if you're in the path of this storm. Darrell, you're really getting it now. I'm going to come in a little closer so I can see the name of some of these roads. Gosh, I might have changed the colors of these or something, but I can't read part of them, even with my glasses on. But yeah, Shiley and Dot, and it looks like a Darrell. That is some intense weather there just southwest of Russellville, and it's moving down to the southeast towards Tennessee. But if you're in the path of that, take cover on that one. Really be careful with it. That storm means business as well. We're going to go back to the west a little bit. Looks like Elkton is about out of it. They're right here, unless some of these others up to the north come in on them. Pembroke, you're clear right now. We're watching these down around Lafayette. Hey, Herndon is starting to get in on the action. That storm just cropped up, and I've been telling Lisa Break down there and some of them that you're not going to get no rain, and that here it is. It just shows you that sometimes it just says something, just saying something. It'll go ahead and do it just to aggravate me. Don Lord says, I hope people here have left or are leaving the fair. I don't know. I don't know that. We just have to see what this storm up here does. It's about to come into Sinking Fork. And let me see where my people are over here. I'm going to switch over to them here in just a second. This is the storm right now we're most concerned about. It is a severe thunderstorm warning. It also includes northern Hopkinsville. Woodburn Hay Road will be included in this. Watching, let's see what we got here. There's Kelly. Here's the Mount Zor Latham Road. Yeah, this storm is coming right in that way, so it means business. Probably be some hail and high winds with it, so be ready to take cover. I'm going to go back over to my spotters now. Looks like I'm going to go to spotter team 29 first. Let me call them up. Hold on just a moment. Ooh, we got some nice looking storms. Looks like this one right here. Bree, can you hear me? Chuck? Okay, you guys got a pretty nice looking storm out there in front of you. I think right there in the, just slightly to the right of center, it looks like a hail shaft there. You see that lighter colored area?
The white color. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that's a hail shaft, so don't let that come over you. That's probably got some pretty head bumping hail in it, so be careful.
That's the one just east of us.
Oh, really? Okay. So I'm going to leave you on for just saying we'll watch that storm through your camera. Let me see what. Let me look at Shane. I'll come back to you guys here in just a second. I want to look at Shane's camera and Amy's. Shane, where are you? Can you hear me, Shane? Amy?
Hold on 2 seconds, David. Radar base has got us on radio.
Okay. Joe Ward says it's looking spooky here. Where are you, Joe? Give me an idea where you are. Ben Powell says her name is Tay Evans, and she is Dad's granddaughter, too. I got you, Ben. I understand. Well, hello, Tay Evans. I hope that you're having a great night, a great evening there with your grandparents, and I'm glad to hear from you and see you, and thank you for being a good viewer. Andrea Cook says, sun is shining in Herndon, Kentucky. A little bit of wind. Well, Herndon, you're getting a little shower right there in Herndon proper. Shane, I'm looking at you now on the camera. Where are you guys headed now? Or no? Is that, yeah, that's Shane, yeah.
We are headed toward Mount Toledo.
You're headed towards where I had you for just a moment there. I think I recognize where you are. I believe there's a dollar store up there on the left, maybe. No, okay, I see you're at that water tower. Okay, I know where you are. Well, be careful. I'm not sure. You know that storm's getting ready to come on in there, so you're going to get kind of on the north side of it. But I'll be honest with you, I'm a little worried about that back towards Surrey. It's got a little bit of a hook echo in it. I don't see any tornado warning. I'm not sure about any rotation. In fact, you may be able to see it on your mobile radar better than I can. But I'm going to go ahead and switch off you guys and go back to Bree and Chuck. Yeah, it looks like that's getting more and more ominous. That hail shaft is quite prevalent. You can see that very clearly. Chuck, I'm on you guys if you can hear me.
You're
Okay.
here, Dave.
There we are.
Yeah, got you good. Okay, so anyway, we're watching this closely. I still think it's going to get pretty close to you guys. You're going to be in just about a perfect position. In fact, there is still
If it moves west just a little bit, it may hit us.
Yeah.
But I don't know the way it's training. It looks like it's headed southeast, so I think it's pretty much going to
barely
miss.
miss us, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
barely, but it's going to.
Well, we'll have to watch that one's developing back towards Wallonia, too. That thing, these storms have had a habit of just exploding. They'll get started developing and then boom, so let's keep an eye on it. Don't let it get caught. Don't let it catch you without being safe on it. I'm going to go back to the radar now and just keep everybody updated. And this is the storm he's talking about. They are currently right here around Gracie. So they're looking back north. What you were seeing was the hail shaft that they were looking at, and certainly a pretty nasty storm. So this one's actually building. We'll watch it the next few frames, see what happens. Meanwhile, we have Shane and Amy moving up 41 north. They're somewhere in this vicinity, I think. Well, actually, they're probably a little bit north of Kelly. Yeah, they're getting in the thick of it. Stay on top of it, everybody. Okay, let me go back to the chat and get caught up with you guys. Says Melanie Anderson says, in Auburn, seeing some wind and lightning. Kimberly Rager, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. I get a nice ringing in my ears every time someone subscribes, so I really appreciate it. It's very nice of you. Thank you for being a good follower of this. Let's see here. Karen Payne says she lives in Scottsville but not home. So what's happening there? So let's take a look. Yeah, Scottsville is under a severe thunderstorm warning, and they have been under a warning for quite a while. Almost in all of Allen County is socked in. In fact, I would say the most part of the county is under that warning, especially as we go in towards West Fork, Red Hill, Chapel Hill. All those are getting some pretty hefty rains. Alonzo, but by far the worst is back over into the edge of Simpson County, along the Kentucky-Tennessee border, back towards Payton's Mill. But But yeah, Scottsville's had a lot of rain there. I would not be surprised to see some flooding conditions taking place. So that's kind of the way it is right there. Again, Simpson County, Gold City getting socked in, Blackjack, Payton's Mill, Flat Rock. My goodness, you got all kinds of intense little spots all along that county there, and mainly along the Kentucky-Tennessee border. That continues as we move over towards Price's Mill, Hilltop, Adairville. Yeah, man, some heavy stuff. Joe Ward, thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing to us. I can't tell you guys how much that means to me. I appreciate it. Once again, we're watching this storm back here to the west, just north of Adairville and Oakville, and south, almost due south of Russellville. Russellville, I think the worst is over for you for right now. We'll watch these other storms that's coming down towards you from the northwest, but right now they're not too bad. Allensville, you got a little bit of a shower right there, but you're just about in the clear. Guthrie, you're almost in the clear. Elkton, you are in the clear right now. Let me pull out a little bit so we can see what's going on. All right, the next big storm upstream is going to be this one right here that's near Sinking Fork and near Kelly, and it's moving east-southeast. And then we have another one down around Lafayette near the Kentucky-Tennessee line, close to Fort Campbell. We have a storm just north of Oak Grove, right along US 41 right there, 41A. And, you know, these storms right here looks like they're going to move down in Tennessee, but they are strengthening. Looks like Herndon might have gotten a little bit of rain. Roaring Springs, you're getting a little bit of shower there. But overall, that looks pretty good. You're still concerned about this one up here in just to the northwest of Hopkinsville, and it's holding together pretty good. So yeah, I'm beginning to think Hopkinsville is going to get nailed with this. So we'll watch this closely. I'm going to go back here to the chat and talk to some more of you. You guys have really, really stepped up the game on this. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Karen Payne, I hope that answered your question. And you say thank you. Okay, very good. Now, Brandon Thomas, my old buddy Brandon, says pretty wild looking weather. Watch two dark clouds basically running into each other over and over. Yeah, that's not always a good thing, Brandon. I do want to get you over this way first chance we get. This came up so suddenly I wasn't going to be able to get you here tonight, but just be sure and message me your contact information and I'll get back with you. Let's see here. Trish Horn says electric pole broke and lines hanging tree down on Moore Drive. I'm assuming that's in Hopkinsville. Paige S says our flagpole broke. I'm not sure where you are. Brandon Thomas is in southern Warren County. Thank you, Brandon. Tiffany Foster says sun is shining, but it's thundering and no wind here on Lovers Lane in Hopkinsville. Yeah, well, that's fixed to change, I believe. I have a couple of teams out there. Let me look and see where they are. I'm going to look back here at one of the teams that's out now. Shane, I'll be coming to you in just a second. I want to look at what you've got there. Let's see. Sophia Sarn says big limbs and little trees are down in Hoptown. Thank you, Sophia. Brandy Roop says thanks for keeping everyone updated about Greenville, Kentucky. Oh, how about Greenville, Kentucky? Right now, as I look up here, I'm going to say Greenville is good. This looks like it's dissipating. It's mainly showers. Good grief. But I look back up here near Providence, and once again, we got more storms developing. Folks, I don't think this is over just yet. We're going to have to watch it closely. Okay, so we're going to continue to watch this severe storm in northern Hopkinsville and northern Christian. Kelly, you're about to get in the thick of it if you aren't already. Shane, I'm going to come to you right now. Let me get over here to you. Hang on, let me find you. Okay, hang on. All right, Shane, can you or Amy unmute your mic? Yeah,
Hey, David.
Hey, what are we looking at here? Let's see. Wow, I see a lot of lightning off out there to the north. I guess that's the north I'm looking at, or west.
Actually, no. We have moved. Radar base requested that we move north.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
sorry, big lightning strike.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
So we are up in Crofton now, looking back towards Kelly at the backside of that storm.
Okay.
We briefly had visual on what looked like a hell core that was on the very outside edge of the storm.
Okay.
We haven't received much as far as rain off of this, and we've got about 5-mile-an-hour winds right now.
Okay.
Christian County Emergency Manager.
Okay. Hang on just a second. I'm getting an emergency message in.
It says, the Christian County Emergency Manager tells us that a family in boat whose motor died needing water rescue.
Where are they?
That's all the information they gave.
Well, we've got a message that a family of 4.
It doesn't say, it just says a family.
A family is in a boat. The motor's died, and they're needing water rescue. I don't know where that is. We're trying to find out. So hopefully we'll know. If any of you guys are aware of that, let us know on here on chat. See what you can else find out about that if you can, Jess, and let me know.
Randy's the one that called the National Weather Service.
All right, why don't you call him direct?
He may not answer me.
Okay, so that's from the Christian County Emergency Manager, Randy Graham. We're trying to get more information on it. That would be serious. Hopefully they're not anywhere in this storm out here, because this is getting nasty. Amy, I'm sorry I got away from you guys. So anyway, stay safe. I understand why radar base moved you north. That's a good thing. When radar says you need to do that, way it keeps everybody safe. So anyway, express my thanks to them. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. We did just get a report. Yes, we got a report from someone in Kelly just now that they did get some high winds off of this and debris was hitting their home.
Okay. Do you know where it is?
It's off of Kavanaugh.
Okay. Well, if radar base releases you to move south towards the debris, just let us know, and I'll come back and take you up on it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you. So I'm going to go back to, well, let's see here. Before I leave, let's check with Bree and Chuck. Yeah, it looks like you got a solid cloud coming towards you now. I can see a shelf cloud there, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, but I'm also seeing to my west, we had a cumulonimbus tower, and it's getting sucked into this storm that is to the north that we're looking at.
Is that the one up around Cerulean, or the one over to...
The one around Kelly.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, we're starting to get some intense rain from that storm now, northern Hopkinsville. So everybody here, get ready, take cover. And I'm going to go back to the radar, and I'll come back to you guys as soon as I see any action going on your cameras. So I am monitoring your feeds here. So hang in there. Okay, so again, we don't know where their water rescue is. They're trying to find out more information, or where they're requesting. Okay, I'm seeing now, Christopher Reed says WKDC says there are reports of a water rescue underway at Lake Brashear following the severe storms that tracked across Caldwell and Christian counties earlier this evening. So Lake Brashear is up here in the vicinity of Pennyroyal Forest and Dawson Springs. Let me get to it here. Okay, here's Lake Brashear right here. So this is the area in which there is water rescue taking place. Don't know much about it, don't know anything about injuries or anything, but it is Lake Brashear following that severe thunderstorm that went across it. So everybody say your prayers for the family that's up there. I don't know how many are involved, but it is a serious situation. So just be aware of it, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll be okay. Okay, let's go back down here to our storm that's affecting our immediate area. Hopkinsville, you're now getting some pretty hefty rains. It's already coming on the Eagle Way bypass, Billy Goat Hill Road, Mount Zora Latham Road. You're all getting some heavy rains. But it'll be okay. It looks like that the worst is starting to calm down just a bit. And we have, again, another storm building back up here towards Cerulean and Bainbridge. We're going to have to watch that because it does appear to be building. So we're not done yet, folks, but hopefully it won't be long. Sounds like we're getting some hail outside. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm in actually kind of central west part of Hopkinsville. Well, let me see if I can find myself here. We're somewhere out in this vicinity here, I believe, if I've got this looking at it right. But all these things run together after you go to looking at them. So there's Princeton Road. So yeah, we're back towards Hopkinsville a little bit more. Let me see if I can go a little further in. Oh wow, you can even see the individual houses on here. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to be right in this vicinity here somewhere. Might be that little building right there. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's where we're located, so it gives you an idea of what part of the storm we're in. But we're watching it. Gwen Cruz says prayers fall. Thank you, Gwen. I'm sure that those folks, I hope that it's no big tragedy. Joycelyn Valentine says, just joining, how is Hoptown and do we need to worry about tornadoes? I don't think you need to worry about tornadoes right now, but certainly worried about the storms, intensity of them, and the wind and the hail. Those are all dangers that we're dealing with right now. Carrie Will says, thanks, David. Y'all be careful. AB says, how's the weather? Well, I don't know where you are, so I can't tell you how the weather is where you are, but I can tell you how the weather is in northern Hopkinsville. We had this, well, it looks like the severe thunderstorm warning has now been canceled or has been allowed to expire. We're still getting some heavy rain. Megan Long says, I'm just getting on. What's the fate for Russellville tonight? Well, Russellville's been under the gun. They've been getting some pretty good rains and storms, especially south of Russellville. South Logan County has been getting some severe weather. They're currently under a severe thunderstorm watch in southeastern Logan, and that extends over into Simpson County and probably over into the western portion of Allen County. But most of the worst of it has now moved down into Tennessee. So places like Orlinda and Cross Plains and Mitchellville, Portland. Familiar with all those places. I know them well. I've been to every one of them. But they're under some intense rain and storms right now. We're going to watch that. Still watching these storms down here to the southeast. Again, they're moving away from us. They're not of any concern to us unless you happen to be one of the viewers. Clarksville, it does look like you've got some pretty good stuff to your south. That storm seems to be building a little bit down around Cumberland View and looks like Orgain's Crossroad, Antioch, Hilltop. So yeah, south of Clarksville looks like where you're getting some pretty good rains. Looks like Hickory Paint's getting a little bit over there. Hickory Point, I'm sorry. But really right now, those are not severe. Now, what is more concerning is up here around Oak Grove. About to come across the Fort Campbell Army. Let's see. Yeah, about to come across Fort Campbell and Oak Grove. It's right over Campbell Army Airfield right now. They're getting some pretty heavy rains. Nothing severe yet. Herndon, just to your southwest, looks like you got a pretty good shower. Lafayette, you're still getting a pretty good storm there. It's not severe, but it is making a fuss, and that will eventually get down towards Clarksville. So Clarksville, yeah, you're going to get in on the action here. Shannon Sales says, praying for the folks involved in the water rescue. Yeah, I appreciate that, Shannon. Yeah, it's a bad situation. For those of you who may have just joined us, there is a water rescue in progress at Lake Brashear up in I guess it's just over the edge of Caldwell County, near Primrose Forest. Again, it's this area right here. So they were out on Lake Bashir. I don't have any details on it, nor do I know how many people are involved. I just know it's a family, and their boat motor failed, and they were requesting water rescue. So hopefully they're okay. The biggest concern I'd be worried about up there would be the lightning hitting them on the water, so let's hope that it's all okay. Megan Long says, my husband's at work in Springfield. How is that looking? Well, let's go see. I'm assuming you mean Springfield, Tennessee. Well, they've got an intense storm going on right now, but I think they're about to be in the clear on it, Megan. It looks like that. I'll zoom in a little bit and let you see. This is Springfield right here, and let's see, off to the east is Oakland. Looks like back to the west is Kenny's, Cedar Hill. Let's see here. Barren Plains. So yeah, overall, they're still under severe thunderstorm warning, but I think the worst is down past them, so I think they'll be okay. Looks like it's going to be in the clear here shortly. Again, I'm still watching these storms building. Looks like Hopkinsville's about out of that storm right there. There's still areas off to the east are being affected by it, and this is going to eventually end up over into Fairview and probably parts of Todd County. But again, not a lot of intensification of that, so I think we're going to be good there. Watching these down here in South Christian, Oak Grove, looks like Fort Campbell. Lafayette, you're in the clear now. That storm's off to your south. Same thing with Herndon. So yeah, you guys are doing okay. And I'm looking to see if anybody else. Okay, well, let's look at this up here in Marion. Again, it looks like it's moving off to the northeast. I'm not sure that Marion is going to continue much longer, being under the gun, but we'll see. We'll watch it. What time is it getting to be? Good grief. I'm not. It's 7. What is it, 8 o'clock? Is that what it is? My eyes are getting blurry now. I've been at this for so long. But anyway, let's see here. Vincent Garzon says, a lot of storm. Are you from New York City? No. It's nice in you. A lot of smoke. Never mind. A lot of smoke coming from across the border there in Canada. I understand that. Breeze says, thank you. How's Hopkinsville looking? She says, okay, thank you. Megan, I'm glad to be able to help you. Oh my goodness, here we go again. Let me get my cough drop again in just a moment. Okay. I'm sorry, folks, but this pollen, for some reason, I guess I got a lot of pollen in this room. Excuse me for just a moment. Okay, I'm back. Now I feel a little better. Okay, this is from It's Your Girl Raven. Hi, Raven. Wants to know if Nashville's going to be bad. Let's take a look. Well, we're going to have to watch this line of storms right here, Raven. It's off to the northwest of Nashville. This is Nashville right here. So let me come in a little closer so you can get a better idea. And these purples in this is very intense rainfall. So it looks like the worst is going to go off to the north and east, probably over towards Hendersonville, maybe even Gallatin. But this back end, that could come down and hit Nashville. We'll watch that and see. Another one to watch is this back here in Montgomery County, just south of Clarksville. It's got some lightning in it detected, so it's moving southeast. It also may end up in Nashville before it's all said and done, but really, I don't see anything too severe in the whole thing. That is a severe thunderstorm warning around Cross Plains. But I will be honest with you, I'm going to pull out. And folks, if you take a look at this, it does look like that a lot of this stuff is now starting to dissipate. I'm going to put it in motion. Okay, this is an outflow boundary. You guys heard us talk about the outflow boundary. This is an outflow boundary right here, and that is cool air. It also means these storms are weakening, and so whenever you see an outflow boundary coming off a storm, many times they're weakening. The only thing you have to be careful of is microburst. And what a microburst is cold air up on top of a collapsing thunderstorm, where that cold air is starting to come towards the ground at a rapid pace, and it hits the ground, and it can be damaging at times. But when you get an outflow boundary like this, it means stable air is taking over. If you look at this, watch this storm right here, see how it diminishes? That's because this outflow boundary. It's stable air coming in behind it. Yeah, I think we're going to be close to being over. Now, I'll be honest with you. Tomorrow, if this is still in the area, you may see more storms fire, which makes me think they're going to be a little bit further to the west, so we'll be back into severe mode once again. And that's why we've got that enhanced risk that goes all the way down, I think, to the Tennessee border, if I'm not mistaken. But this watch over here, I think, is getting ready to expire. Yeah, it expires in 13 minutes. Once it's done, all of our watches, or all of our warnings, will be over with in Kentucky. So we'll see if that continues to be the case. We're losing the sunshine, so the heating of the day is also helping to diminish the storm somewhat. Folks, I think mainly our severe stuff is almost over. Andrea Cook says, my phone died. Is Herndon good for the night? Andrea, I think so. I think you're going to be in pretty good shape. Tomorrow might be a different story. We're going to look at going live tomorrow. As soon as the storms start firing, we'll try to be back in here and getting ready to take it live, and we'll see what happens. But I really am thinking, excuse me, excuse me again. I'm going to go over here and take a look at our spotters one more time that's out in the field. Shane, this is Shane and Amy. This is Dave. How are you guys doing?
We are doing good. We are headed back from Crofton, back towards Hopkinsville, at the request of Weather Ops.
Okay, yeah, it looks like the severe threat is pretty much over, so I guess they're recalling everybody. I'm gonna go say hello to Bree and them, but I guess I'll see you guys here in a little bit.
Alrighty.
All right, and now, Bree and Chuck, how you guys doing?
Good. We're watching this shelf cloud go right over us. Rain shafts all along it. It'll be done through here in 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, have they called y'all back to Weather Ops yet?
No, not yet, but I really want to see this out.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna hang out here for a couple more minutes before we head back in.
Okay. Well, you know, we didn't see a whole lot of action, but we did see some, enough to make it interesting. So you guys all did a good job, everybody, and I'm proud of you. Couldn't be happier. So I'm going to switch back to the radar, and I'll see you guys when you get back to Weather Ops. Okay. Well, you hear most of the spotters being recalled now, the storm intercept teams, and of course there were more than just those 2 teams or 3 that we had on, but some of them aren't equipped yet, but they're getting there. But I'll tell you, I'm really proud of them. They're doing a good job. If you guys want to join them, you know, get in touch with, well, let's see here. I'll have to think about it. It's Jessica Redding is the one that you need to get in touch with, and but I don't have her phone number handy, but I'll try to get that, or email. We'll try to get that for you. What's the timeline? Nita R says, what's the timeline for Hopkinsville storms on Saturday? I'm going to have to say after lunch, afternoon. I think they'll start a little earlier than they did, but yeah, I think probably right after noon, especially if it gets sunshine in the morning. Look out. Brianna Crafton said, do I think Russellville will get anything tomorrow? Yes, I do. I think the whole area we'll get some serious rain for sure. So if you haven't got the rain that you need, I suspect we will get it tomorrow. We're going to have to watch this closely. We'll see what the SPC, the Storms Prediction Center, has tomorrow morning. We'll just be ready. It looks like for now I'm going to end this feed. It has been a pleasure to be with you guys this evening. I do like this chat because I get to interact with you. Gwen Cruz says, thank you, David. Molly May, is there going to be more tonight in Hopkinsville? I think they issued a warning till 11. That's probably the watch is what that is. And I would not be surprised if they don't cancel that watch early. But we'll see. It's not my call to make. But I just don't see enough, even with these up here that is formed up, that looks like they're starting to fall apart some. You can kind of see the stable air overall has taken over. Stacy Sullivan has subscribed. Thank you, Stacy. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It made my night. And I love hearing that sound in my ears. It's a pleasant musical type sound when someone subscribes. And so that's very nice. Thank you. Nancy Rogers says, thank you. Hey, Nancy, glad to see you. Samantha Bowley says, thanks, David. Darlene Gregory. She says, thank you. This was a genius idea. Well, what can I say? I'm kidding. It's all in trying to help the people in the community, Darlene. You know, we want to make sure that everybody stays safe. I remember what it was like when I used to have to worry about springtime and the storms coming in. It's your girl Raven. Thank you for subscribing. I would call you Raven, but I think your whole handle is called It's Your Girl Raven. So thank you, Raven. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. And you don't know how much. Earl Stewart says, have a good night, David. Always a pleasure hearing and following along with you with your updates. Yeah, Earl, I remember the days when you first started out with me out in the field, and we got into some good storms. So, yeah, it's good to hear from you. Christopher Reed, same thing with you. You're a member of our group, and I've appreciated your service. Thank you. He says, thank you, and be careful. Sandy Christian says, thank you, David. So thank you to you all. I hope you have a good evening. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end this feed as the worst of the severe threat appears to be over. So we'll end the feed, and then we'll come back at it again tomorrow. And hopefully that everything will work out and none of us will get any damage. But anyway, just remember, be safe. And if you get into flooded areas, turn around, don't drown. And I'll talk